Logic Pro. This is a short tutorial on mixing, and it will be an extensive tutorial. This is going to be tutorial 1 on mixing in Logic Pro 9. I've got a list of instruments going on here. It's not particularly a track or going in any particular direction. It is merely to illustrate the functions and the features in Logic. I'm going to play it. Okay. There's no vocal on it at the moment. So with this track, there's no vocal. It's just got a lot of extreme frequencies which I'm to control, and this is the main reason why we'll mix in Logic. First, we're going to start with the actual levels. At the moment, nothing's in red, which is a good thing. But as you can see, something does go into the red and takes the whole mix just that bit over. So I'm going to do is go back to the beginning. I'm going to draw down each track, and I'm only going to work on the intro at this stage, and mixing is the science, as everybody knows who mixes, and it's preference. At the moment I've only got instruments in here. There are no buses or orgs going off or any effects whatsoever that I've applied. The effects that are active are effects that have come with the instruments I've introduced. These are Logic's samples and loops, MIDI and audio, just to illustrate the difference. Okay, we'll start here. Quite obvious what this single button does. Gives us a single instrument, so you could focus on a single instrument without having all the other traffic going on here to the right hand side. You could have the arrangement, which is this project window there in the background. You can have audio taken out, instruments taken out, orgs. There's no orgs active, however I'll keep that highlighted because I'll make something active shortly. Bus, no bus is active either. Input, the input is standard. Output, I don't know why you'd want to remove the output, however, and the master and the MIDI. Now these are really useful buttons to use, especially when mixing. If you've got more than say 10 tracks, how about 20, maybe 30, because you're building something particular, and I think that's when we required that we need to be able to change the window options in Logic. Okay, I'm going to just loop around this introduction part, and I know that this is my Peruvian panpipe, and my Peruvian panpipe is here. Okay, one of the first things I'd like to try and do is to introduce colors. So if I introduce colors, it gives me an idea of what range of instruments I'm coloring and where they are. I like red, yellow and green, so I'm going to start with yellow here. So maybe I'll make the intro instruments yellow, and I'll proceed with other features in other colors. Okay, these instruments are yellow. However, they're not yellow here. So the thing to do is to apply these colours to the actual tracks themselves, and what we're looking for is colour region by channel strip. So have you noticed this has gone yellow? And I'll colour region by channel strip, and I'll colour region by channel strip, and I will also colour this region by channel strip. And this colouring is a real basic. I'm not talking about sound or audio or MIDI or sonic field or any of the other aspects to do with the sound or listening to and the way we're mixing. At the moment I'm just going to deal with the visual of how our mix can be approached, and that will make looking at the actual mix itself quite easy. Obviously still no sound because we got the sound down. Okay, so I've coloured these tracks, and I now know which tracks I'm working with because they're yellow. So I'm going to start with my Peruvian panpipe. Now mixing is an art, as I said earlier. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience, and I think it only comes with experience. Mixing as a profession is its own world, and people are paid just for mixing. Okay, so I'm using these stem sliders, which are emulating the old control desk from back in the day, and I'm looking at my volume here on my actual computer. I'm making sure that is whacked up to the top. I'm never going to alter this stereo out or the master, because they are going to tell me when things are going into the red. Now going to the red is really the thing to avoid. Although some processors and computers can deal with it, it's just not good practice. So again, I've only lifted up the volumes, and the mixing process has begun. And all we're going to look at in this video was identifying our instruments, i.e. colouring them, and looking at our mixed channels. Now, what we can do here is that we can copy some channel strips and duplicate the volume or pan. The volume goes left to right. It goes 64 to the left and 63 to the right. And this is a MIDI feature, because MIDI has 127 channels, and you can mix them channels in the sonic field 127 ways. Degrees to the left or degrees to the right. Pull down, push up. So that seems like a fairly good level. As I say, all we're going to look at is one thing at a time. With this, we're looking at colouring our mix and making our mix visually easy to represent. we've done this in this 2-minute tutorial, 5-minute tutorial. Stay tuned in, because I will continue with this exact mix and this exact track and develop a mix, and you will be able to gain some information as to maybe applying some of the aspects in this tutorial to your own mix. As I say, mixing is a science. I think I've said that 3 times now, and you could be the scientist that changes the way mix happens. Gonna stop that. Okay, watch out for the next video. It's coming soon, and it will explore mixing in depth.